I'm Richard. I'm one of the producers on Cyberpunk. I'm currently working closely with the level design team and the 3D assets team. And when it came to Cyberpunk and switching from the fantasy world from The Witcher to this, well, world of the future in Night City, it was easier due to the fact that many of our people working with us are huge fans of the tabletop. They played it in their childhood and they somewhat knew the world. Our story team is basically fluent in Cyberpunk, and it helped us in the beginning when we started off with the project, and still helps us through the production even right now. Obviously now team knows what Cyberpunk is. He knows the version of what we want to create with it. I mean, when it comes to the switch from TPP to FPP, it wasn't really this decision about a challenge. It was a narrative-based decision, because we believe that the FPP camera will allow us to immerse the player way more into the story and the environment we are creating. Obviously as well, we have the combat sequences, which are heavily shooting focused because of the world in which Night City is taking place, and the FPP is an obvious choice when it comes to those mechanics. Night City is a condensed space of, heavy skyscrapers, large warehouses on the outskirts, and you have the whole verticality aspect, which adds footprint sizes, right? Because you can have one skyscraper with a footprint of 120 square meters, but you can have 10 floors of that playable. So when it comes to like denser-packed areas in the city, like the city center, Watson, Haywood, you have community there. They have their routines, you can observe them, you can interact with them. When it comes to places where there aren't that much people because, well, it's either too violent in Pacifica or it's just not inhabited enough, as in Santo Domingo, you still have this kind of city flair. I mean, you are still feeling you're in a city, you have trash flying around, and even if you think that there is nothing going on, there is something going on. You are never safe in Night City, especially when it's very calm. There is something off. If Night City is calm, then you know that you have to prepare yourself. Mike Pondsmith actually said that Night City is the worst city to live in ever. Even it was built in a bad way. It's just not nice to live there. Traffic jams everywhere. So when it comes to environment, yes, we want to be repressive, but when it comes to player's choice and the freedom the player has, he will always feel like the whole city is open to him. He can go wherever he wants at any given moment. He can pursue many activities on the way. And we think that this is how we should approach the topic of creating a believable world based on the tabletop, but on the other hand, providing freedom to the player. I don't want to overuse this too much, but you never know what might happen. And this feeling, which will always be with the player, should make him think exactly about what he is doing, right? Because everything could have consequences. We as a player will have the freedom to modify our body, because this is how Cyberpunk works. You are doing things to yourself in order to augment yourself, in order to survive in this very hostile environment which you are currently in. And therefore, certainly the player himself will come to some ideas and start thinking that maybe this is a bit too weird, maybe would I do this to myself if I would be in the game? So certainly this topic will be, people will be made to think about it naturally.